Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In case you haven't found out yet, I did start a Facebook page. It's WDW Theme Park Queen, so make sure you go and like that. And if you are already a part of that page, then you know that I said today that we would be talking about the dining plan. So the first thing that you need to know about the dining plan is it will automatically disqualify you from any of the other money saving tips I give you. It does that because you can no longer buy any discount tickets. Everything with the dining plan has to be done through Disney. So that means your tickets, your hotel stay, and the plan all go through the Disney World website or the phone call that you make to them. But there are some pros to being on the Disney plan along with some other cons, and so I wanted to break that down for you guys. And so the first thing you need to know is that the Disney dining plan has 3 different levels. The first one is their quick service level, and that gets you 2 quick service meals, 2 snacks, and a refillable mug. Okay, so what you need to know about the refillable mug is that it can only be refilled at the resort. You cannot take it to any restaurant and have it refilled that way. It's not going to work. It actually has a chip in the mug that will only work when it's set on the specific spot to fill your drink. And actually, even if you tried to use an old one, that wouldn't work either because they read them, like it can read it. So know that about the mug, because I think a lot of people get confused and think that means they can just go anywhere in the park and have it refilled, and that's not how it works. Quick service, just to give you a little idea of what that is, that's kind of Disney World's fast food, okay? That's the places where you walk up, you order, and they bring you your food, or they give you your food at the next window. The only place that I can think of off the top of my head that's considered quick service that's a little different than that is Be Our Guest. And as far as I know, Be Our Guest is only quick service at breakfast and lunch. And it's considered that because you walk through a line, you order food, and then you sit down, and they do bring you your food. So that's a little bit different than going to the next window, but it is a quick service. It's just a little bit nicer of one. You also get 2 snacks, so that's your Mickey ice cream bars, your churros, your popcorn. Popcorn is probably your best bet in the snack because you can refill it. But then you're going to end up with a lot of extra snack credits too, so I'm not sure if that's really going to help you at all. And then the other dining plan, I keep looking at my notes because I want to give you guys the right information here. And dining plan is not my strong point because we don't use it. So the other dining plan is regular dining plan, and so that gives you 1 quick service, which is your 1 fast food type, and 1 table service. Table service can be your Ohana's, which is like the restaurant where you sit down and you have a waiter and they bring you food and you have all of the normalcy of a restaurant. It can also be character meals, and the reason I say that sometimes those are different is because sometimes those are buffet meals. Like Tusker House I know is a buffet. I think Chef Mickey's is, but I'm not real sure. So you walk up and you get your food. And the reason they're still considered on the higher end is because they are character meals, which means there are characters there while you're having food that will stop by your table and take pictures with you and all that fun stuff. With that, you still get the 2 snacks and the refillable mug. The last dining plan that Disney has is their deluxe dining plan. This gives you 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner. You can have them any way you want. You could do 3 character meals if you want. You can do 2 character meals and Ohana. You can do just a bunch of different things. You can throw some quick service in there, however you want to do it. Plus it gives you your 2 snacks and your mug. That is a lot of food. I'm going to tell you right now that I would not suggest that to anyone. Unless you are just bound and determined to eat with characters every single day, this is probably not your best bet money-wise. The one that I would say, if you're going to do any of them, is your regular one, because there's some really great quick service meals out there, but there are also some really awesome table service meals. And so that's why I would tell you that that's probably your best bet, especially if you're going to do character meals, because that's going to save you money. There are pros to this, obviously. One of them being very obvious. You don't have to think about money. You don't have to think about how much money you're spending on food. All you have to do, scan your Magic Band, it's taken care of because you paid for your dining plan. You can do a lot of character meals, and it's going to save you a ton of money because for an adult, I think character meals can be around $50 to $60, and for kids, I think they're around $20 to $30, and I could be a little off on that. It could be a little more or a little less, but it's not much different. So it could save you a ton of money that way if you plan on doing a ton of character meals. Here's the thing about character meals. I think they're great, especially if you have kids. For an adult, I don't think you necessarily are going to want to do a bunch of them because they start to get redundant. And then obviously another pro to it is you don't have to think about, is this meal that I'm about to eat going to fit in the budget that I've planned for this trip, because you've already paid for it. So those are some really great pros. Some of the cons, as far as I'm concerned, is like we talked about, you cannot buy discount tickets or resorts because it has to be done through Disney. I personally, my friends and I, when we go to the grocery store and we buy stuff for like lunch meat sandwiches and snacks and things that we can pack in our bags, and that is a lot cheaper. The thing you need to know about the dining plan with table service is your gratuity is not included. So when you're going to these character meals and you're dropping like $50 or $60, remember that you still have to pay gratuity on that. That does not come as part of your dining plan. And then a lot of people have told me that they end up with more snacks than they needed, which is great because they can just go and get things to bring home. But you have to think, is that really worth the money for me to have a bunch of these snack credits to just take stuff home because I need to use them? I don't know. To me, it's not. Ultimately, the decision of the dining plan is up to you. I don't suggest the quick service plan at all. I think it would be a waste of money. I think you would end up spending more money in it than you would be if you were eating at the quick service meals. I did do some math for 7 days and 6 nights at an all-star movies resort. I did it both with the plans to see what the prices came out and with my discount site to see what the prices came out with no dining plan. And I did this for a family of 2, which was 2 adults. And I did this for a family of 4 with 2 adults and 2 kids who would still be in the age range that Disney would charge for a dining plan. And so in doing all this, I did some math and I found out what I could save you without the dining plan. And so for 2 people, that compared to their regular dining plan and what I could get them discount-wise, I could actually save them almost $1,100 to not do the dining plan at all. And when you think about that is, are you really going to spend that much money in food? And maybe you are. For 2 people, I'm doubting it though. And then the deluxe plan for 2 people, with my discounts instead of the dining plan, I could actually save you almost $1,600. And remember, this is over several days, not one day. But again, if you're going to eat a lot of character meals, you may end up with all of that. Personally, for me, I think for 2 people, the dining plan is a waste of money. I just don't think you're going to use all the stuff that it requires, especially since if you're like me, my husband and I share snacks and things like that. So I'm just betting it's going to be worth more for you to not spend it there. For a family of 4, okay. Again, if you are going to do a ton of character meals, this difference money-wise isn't going to help you. But for a family of 4, if you did the regular dining plan compared to what I could get you discount-wise, I could actually save you almost $1,500. And deluxe-wise, I could save you almost $2,100. Again, for 4 people, if you're eating a lot of character meals, that really isn't that much money me saving you. So you just have to kind of do the math for you and figure out what works best. For me, the numbers that I can save you are just too big to go with the dining plan, considering I can hop in a Uber or whatever else and go to the grocery store, get some snacks and some stuff for lunches, and save myself a ton of money that I can use on souvenirs or different things that might be going on at Disney that I want to be a part of. The savings, like I told you 100 times now, really only kick in with the dining plan when you do character meals or big expensive sit-down meals. Things that kind of have set prices that don't change. And also you need to know that with those dining plans, you can't share food. Like, I don't know how they regulate it, but that's what it says. And you do with the meals, the dining plan meals, table service, get a drink included. I think for quick service, you get a drink included too, but for table service, you can also, if that is your fancy, you can get an alcoholic beverage as well, which is something they just added to that. So ultimately, it's up to you what you do. My opinion for my family of 2 is that it's not worth the money, and I can use that money elsewhere doing fun things like Keys to the Kingdoms tours or carriage rides or just a bunch of different options. So that's what I've got for you guys. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Let me know. Send me an email to wdwthemeparkqueen@gmail.com or get on the Facebook page and send me a message or leave a comment, and I will do my best to get that information to you. Knowing that things change, prices change, so that's what I have for you now, but the prices could have changed through my discount site, and they also could change through Disney. So that's just the numbers that I had for you at this particular moment, but that doesn't mean that's all they're ever going to be. Please, guys, like this page, share this page, comment on this, because the more stuff like that happens, the more people can get this information. It's going to be both on my Facebook page and on the WDW Theme Park Queen page. Guys, make sure you're checking that out as well. I appreciate you guys so much, and I cannot speak today for some reason, but I hope you all have a magical day. Goodbye!